Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we have just learned that Kim is part of the homosexual underground. I'm not actually sure what we want to do next. We could do a handful of different things, and there's a check actually against Kim, and we could also try to get to join the Communist Reading Club, which is in here, join the reading group. I don't remember what check that is. I was thinking, though, that maybe we just go talk to Evrart. We just go talk to Evrart, because there were a few more questions I had for him. So we're going to go over to the Martinez waterfront. And we're going to run over to Evrart. Oh, but while we're here, we're going to buy some stuff at the Freet. Because we need some what is it? Hyperbidon? No. Whatever the...
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
Hypnogamma.
medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, so we're going to buy some of this
Here.
Hypnogamma.
I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better.
Okay, thanks, clerk. Maybe do some schoolwork. I don't know. Since you're always there. Okay. I'm assuming there's nothing new here. There's nothing new when I hit tab. We're just going to run right over to Evrart. Well, let's see if Magnan has anything new to say now that we've talked to the communists.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help?
Nope. Nope. Good talking to you. See you later. Gotta run. Okay, folks. Let's go. Okay.
The payphone hangs
Whoa, what?
moodily on
Oops.
the wall.
Okay, that's not what I meant to do, so we're gonna not do it. Okay. And we, of course, still have that check over here against the container, shipping container, but we can't do that either. I don't remember what that is, but it's like a... What is it? It's, let's check what it is. It's a funny one. Like rhetoric or something. It's a giant rhetoric one, like impossible. Yeah, impossible rhetoric. Which is crazy. Alright, so I intentionally left a couple of questions open that Evrart was willing to answer. Though I don't recall why I did that. I put it in my notes that there were a couple more things under the... about the harbor. More information about the harbor. So let's ask him.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what can Evrart Clare do for you today?
Alright, so a few more questions about the
I'm
harbor.
always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
Did you order the hangman killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead, Evrart?
Why, a war, of course.
You gain a war? Oh, a war with Wild Pines.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
Yeah, that's why Easy Leo is painting all the crates. They're trained military people, Evrart. Aren't you afraid for your men?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
He does have a point.
The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
So we could say, yeah, everyone hates them except ultra-liberals, maybe, which happens to be me, but we're not an ultra-liberal, we're a communist. How is this connected to the strike, Evrart?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
Wow, he's just come completely clean with us.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
Wow. Misogynist much? Jesus Christ. What?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
That's okay. Yeah, okay. All right, thanks.
Actually, no, it's not.
Yeah, thanks, Rhetoric. I was not surprised. Jesus Christ. And why are you telling me your plans, Evrart?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
See, he looks at the swordfish clock when he says that. Ironically, I paused there because I was looking at the swordfish clock. How many of you guys are there in the Union? He just told us 1,500. Are you paying attention, Harry?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol.
That is true. How are you going to fund your new independent harbor, Evrart?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Can't possibly hope to continue like you have. Clients will leave en masse.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? They won't be held back by wild pines and whatever profit they would be shipping to them or sending to them.
Drug trafficking.
Oh,
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it.
colonialist.
All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, though, isn't it?
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column.
I bet you are.
In bulk shipping, large volume column is a major buyer, a shark.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Encyclopedia. I actually did not know that.
We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed, and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis.
This game has a thing about apricot smells and flavors.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidon.
Yeah.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
He smiles when he says that.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
Well, I'm sure about the first part. I don't know so much about the second.
He's basically admitting to it.
Interesting stuff. I just want to solve this murder, okay? I'm going to say this because I really think Harry he believes that solving the murder is the key to getting his life back.
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry? You don't get sidetracked. You care about the people you're supposed to protect, not some systems that may or may not be unethical.
I wouldn't go so far as to say we don't get sidetracked, because, oh, we do.
Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez.
So is there a trade or isn't there?
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
That sounds a lot like communism.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
I'm not going to read all these choices, but the bottom one's hilarious. Honestly, it's not my place to judge or express an opinion. It certainly is, Harry. Come on now. Hold on. I don't want to look at the big picture. I want to look at the drug trade you almost admitted to.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it.
Uh-oh.
Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering?
Oh, that's very ambitious. I love what you're doing for the working man, Evrart.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in many ways, you are that working man. You have already done so much work.
All right, we're just going to go for it here. The signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out with the construction noise.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces. They're very large.
Everybody likes palaces, and also this has a tone of communism, so I think Harry would be kind of into it.
So the village is doomed.
Yeah, it is.
You were there. You saw the place. A wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going to reset it.
He says as he slams his fist on the table, causing some of the coffee to spill.
Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
What do you mean?
Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Youth supermarket church complex? Do you really expect me to believe that?
Yes, I do. I got the centre, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
Well, I don't want them playing with shit either.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain.
See, this is what I talk about when I talk to other people about this game. There are no cardboard characters here. Everybody is complicated, right? Evrart is clearly a slime bag, but he also cares a lot for the community. It's really amazing, and he thinks he's doing the right thing.
The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that.
Yeah. Wow. Wild.
And then there will be a giant statue of him towering above it all.
Wait, but will you erect a statue to yourself? I mean, is that all that bad?
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, kids off speed, and landowners in a zone hating me. That will be my statue. And yours. We're doing this together.
Oh, I'm not sure what to do here, because I don't think this... I knew you were up to something. I don't think that's consistent with the way Harry thinks. I mean, this sounds very communistic. Communistic? I'm not even sure that's a word, but we're going to go, sounds like you got this, you can rely on my vote.
Oh, I do, Harry. I really do. I'm going to make the working man richer than Joyce Messier with that vote of yours. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
So we just leveled up, but I didn't see any experience.
A true flash of anger in him as he thinks of her.
Okay, let's ask him about specific union members. I believe this is new.
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
Oh, big-time mode with capital B and a capital T.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Okay, that's it for now. Thanks, Evrart.
Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
All right, let's... I'm going to quickly go through this. I might end up blasting through it and if there's nothing new. Can we go over a few details concerning the murder again?
Most certainly, Harry.
Oh.
Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you.
Evrart, there was a bullet in the hangman's head.
So they shot him.
He sounds pleasantly surprised.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
I bet it is, and I bet you made sure that's all you saw.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
Okay, and see, we succeeded, so we know that that's correct.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policemen.
Okay, we're going to keep on doing what I said and going through these. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So I'm going to actually not blast through this because maybe there's people who picked up the series midway through, so we'll just listen to this again.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
Of course they were.
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
Yeah, that's true. All right, another question.
Absolutely, Harry. Absolutely.
You mentioned a
Sock it
lawyer
to
girl.
me.
Sock it to me. You mentioned a lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Gotta love his initiative. That's the only thing to love about that bastard.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
He sure is. All right. Thank you very much.
By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
That's it. Evrart, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. Okay, so we leveled up. We've got approximately 1 million skill points. Not sure where I want to put them yet. Let's see how we're doing on our thought cabinet. Apricot chewing gum scented one. We still have 2 hours and 51 minutes. Alright, let's get out of here. And we'll see what Easy Leo has to say. Then I do think we're going to go talk to Joyce, because why not? Come on, Leo.
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important police officer and all, and personally, I think the more people keeping the peace, the better.
Leo, you seem to know everyone around here. I want to ask about someone.
Mr. Evrart doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Tell me about this Edgar guy you keep mentioning.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Evrat's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does, but a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revachol, they say.
Okay, we're not going to interrupt Leo.
All kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Evrat's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
South Safri. A lot of bulk chemical manufacturing going on there. A lot of cargo shipments being made, too.
Very curious, very curious. Okay, tell me about Manana.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Evrart sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
Oh, that's nice.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Okay, tell me about Measurehead, Leo.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that.
I bet he wouldn't. He doesn't like anybody.
Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some Union men. Heh, I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, I wish you would. Tell me about Titus.
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort, old Titus is.
He's probably one of those rare specimens who are born when two drunk seamen stumble on top of each other on the deck amidst a storm so violent it flings whales around.
Okay, that's weird. All right, tell me about Evrart.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Evrart would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
If anything, the ever-present smile on Leo's face gets even warmer. All right, tell me about Renee.
The Night Guard. Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow. He's the strong, silent type, you could say. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down at the plaza. I think he's the only fellow who actually knows old Renee.
Oh yeah, uh-huh. We know them both.
They lived on the same street their entire lives. Even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember. Strange fellows. Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember once.
Hold up. Gaston was your human studies teacher?
Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then.
Okay, actually I want to talk about something else.
Sure, mister. What can Leo do for you?
Nope, that's it. Okay, I'm off. Thanks, Leo. Alright, so next, we're going to head over to, let's see, well, what have we figured out that might change some things? Actually, let's see if we've learned anything that might change, give us a bonus on this rhetoric check here.
You're back before the cargo container.
Whoa.
Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Alright, check it out. We now have, we now have 4 extra points on this thing. So we're already at 42% without trying to put on any special clothing or doing any drugs. So I think we're going to try this now. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so hold on. Let's set up for that. Okay, so we'll go here. And I also actually, oh, hey, let's put the speed right there. So I actually wanted to put on the new glasses that we got. These ones that are empathy. I like the empathy. And then this is a +1 endurance. Interesting. Okay, so what do these do for us? Yeah, okay, so we're going to put these on. Okay, our white polo shirt. Let's see where we are with the 7
You're
rhetoric
back
we have
before
now.
the cargo container.
58%.
Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Okay, so here's my thinking. We're going to try this, and then if we fail, we're going to drop a point into rhetoric because we have 6 points to spend, and it's int, so we can kind of just at will add stuff to int because it's our most basic ability. So here we go. Cross your fingers.
Despite the
We did
dirt
it.
that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Hello? Is there anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
What? Mega rich light bending guy?
You can't be serious.
We are serious. Ha ha ha. Joke's on you, Kim. Whoa. What the heck? Okay, I'm pressing tab and the only thing that's coming up is Kim and this thing. What the heck? Oh my gosh. What do we do? Hello? What do we do?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container.
That him?
It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
I wonder if this is like some weird interface to the Pale.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
This is so cool. Let's squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
Wow, cool.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an
Oh.
aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
We were not even close. It was a 20 and we got an 11.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
What's going on in here?
Welcome, welcome. Not too much actually. Just pleasantly surprised to have company today.
Okay, wow.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
This is so cool.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days.
So, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it on through the YouTube compression and upload and all that stuff, but there is a weird kind of echoey business going on when he talks. It's really neat.
Anyhow, my name is Rustam Diodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual.
Yeah, we
And
got that.
you are?
We got that you are extremely high net worth from your title. We are...
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
Okay, I'm interested in all these questions, but I think the biggest one is, what are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
I mean, I could see why that might be true of a container, but why is he bending light? This is so strange.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Okay, let's drop it then, since Encyclopedia is suggesting it. We're in Revachol, formerly a colony of the Kingdom of Sirens.
Ah, a fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Yeah, we were going to ask for money. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money, it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
Okay, so you travel from place to place via shipping container?
Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
Oh, interesting. Maybe I should find a container to hide out in. I'm not extremely high net worth, but I am subjected to all sorts of targeted advertising.
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Those things all sound pretty nice.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
All right, I'll have to take your word for it.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals such as yourself. For example, no problems at all.
Wait, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
Okay, fine. How did you become so rich?
Oh lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
Well, I do think it is.
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
I don't know. We're closer than we were yesterday at this time.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
This sounds like a dig at Joyce and all of her cohorts.
And blow.
And blow, right? And blow, of course. You could spend a fortune on blow.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
I bet it doesn't. Well, I think we have to do this one because of our 23 in communism, or at least 23 at this point. Don't you think that you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland?
Which one? Revachol, where I nominally reside, or Gra, where my father immigrated from, or Ildekashebro, where I've registered my shell companies.
Shell companies. For Almighty Revachol, of course.
Listen, Mr. Dubois. If capital and nationalism went hand in hand, there'd be no need to ask the question.
That's probably true.
States are akin to boulders in a river, slowing the free flow of ideas. Given enough time, the water will wear those boulders down.
Let's say nothing.
Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
You know, that's a good point. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, not the chin, even though we could say that. No. I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
Oh, the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient. Oh, that clears it all up.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
Is that so? So what is our coefficient? I'm kind of afraid to ask.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be
1.
0.9998. Repeating.
Of course it is.
That's not good for you.
No, but it's great for him. Are you telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Oh, okay. Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billionaire.
Okay, so he's Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Or maybe even Larry Ellison. I don't know about him right now. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Oh, so Kim is not experiencing this light bending business that we are.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man.
Did he just give us a bucket load of money? Is this... What is this? Is this our money?
As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines.
Okay, coins for coffee machines.
Here is 3 real.
3
How
real?
much can you get for this?
It gets me almost nothing.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest.
3 real.
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
It sounds terrible.
These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we have 2 conceptualization plans. We can present a sound investment plan, or we can present an investment plan that's sure to fail. They're both red checks. Oh, this is so cool. Alright, this one I'm gonna game. I am going... So right now we have 17% chance on each. I'm gonna get... Okay. We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
Okay. Oh, got an idea.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revishol's problems?
I thought you were my circulatory system.
Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
Well, it's not foreigners. He's not racist. I think we're talking financiers.
Yes, them. But also...
Oh no, are we going to say all of this?
women.
What? Women?
Women. Men of war.
Oh.
You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Women need to go back to the
my
fucking
God.
kitchen.
Oh my god.
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place.
I am not comfortable with this at all. Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Okay, but fascism sounds so bad, though. What if we called it something else, like traditionalism?
Okay. Yes. Let's call
The
it
umlauts.
that. Good thinking. That sounds much better. Traditionalism. You like the sound of that.
Okay, stomach, I've made up my mind about fascism. We're gonna proceed to the judgment.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
What would Superstar do? You know, so far I've opted into everything because I think it's pretty cool, but I don't think he would do this. I mean, he's still in love with Dora. He wants to get back together with her. I don't think he's going to adopt these positions on women. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to be played by a stomach upset. We're opting out of fascism.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver.
Sorry, we just can't have it all.
It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Yeah, I bet it sounds like a fart. So, and with that, since we've been going on quite a while today, we're going to end it here, and we're going to come back and we're going to try and make some conceptualization checks. So thank you very much for your viewership. It's very loud in here. I feel like I'm yelling now because there's so much noise in this container. Thank you very much for your viewership, and please remember to spay or neuter your pets.